to Fabric Monday. Today I'll talk about new Data Wrangler features. It's interesting that the Data Wrangler was the first video I created for Fabric Monday, the very first Fabric Monday published. And now I'm bringing to you new Data Wrangler features. Let's analyze them. Here I have a notebook and I'm loading one table in Pandas format to a Dataframe. This is useful for Data Wrangler. This is how the Data Wrangler works. Once I execute val, the variable will exist and the Data Wrangler will be capable to process this variable. This is how the Data Wrangler works. This is useful. I can come to Data, transform Dataframe in Data Wrangler, and I see my variable. Clicking on the variable, I can see the Data Wrangler and I can use the Data Wrangler to build code on this notebook and make transformations on this notebook. That's great. What's new on this? Let's see some very important news. First, very important news. It doesn't need to be a Pandas data frame anymore. My data frame can be a Spark data frame and the transformation will work in the same way. Let's execute again. Transform data frame in Data Wrangler. I see the same DF. Here is my data, my Spark data frame. And now I'm making the work from my Spark data frame. I can make a new operation like filter. If the name contains hydration filter, I will apply the filter and add code to notebook. Mind how the code will be included in the notebook. It will be a Spark code. The code will be a Spark code. I have an option to include Pandas code or not. For now, let's not include the Pandas code. Add. So the code is included as a function and we call the function to execute the Data Wrangler task. Let me drop this and execute this again. Let's make it very fast because I would like to show how it would be if I include the Pandas code. This time I'm checking the box include Pandas code and let's see what happens. So I have the Pandas version for my transformation and I have the Spark version for my transformation. I have both versions for the transformation. How one version doesn't affect the other? Because the Pandas version is getting a copy of the data frame and making the transformation use Pandas, while the Spark version is making the full transformation. So the Pandas version works as an example in this case. If my data frame is a Spark data frame, I can have a Pandas example about how to do the same. Let me drop both. And I use two Pandas on my data frame. Execute the cell to ensure the data frame is a Pandas data frame. Open the Data Wrangler again. For Pandas data frames, we have another very interesting news. We have some transformations we can do on the Data Wrangler. The Data Wrangler supports some transformations, some formulas, and so on. But what if we would like to do some kind of transformation which is not here? The standard cost, for example. What if I would like to take the square root of the standard cost? How could I do that? Then I can use the new feature called custom operation. This new feature at the moment is only available for Pandas DataFrame. I can't use this feature with Spark DataFrames, unfortunately. So let me see. The DataFrame. So here on custom operation, I included the custom expression I would like to execute. I would like to elevate to 0.5, which is the square root of the standard cost. So I'm creating a new column which will have the square root for the standard cost. Then I can use apply to apply the operation and add to notebook. So the notebook will contain my custom operation. So this is a great news, the possibility to create custom operations in an interactive way using Data Wrangler. Thank you for watching and see you next week.